You take a typical Black American and you take the Hispanic. Both of them use that same word. If one needed to stop saying it, it would be the Hispanic. He could do it easily. Black people cannot. It's so deeply entrenched. That's why I can't say to my brother, we need to stop saying that. You know what he's gonna say? You already know what he's gonna say.
What you gonna say?
Nigga. But like I say, I never said I don't tell my brothers not to address me as such because I know that's not easy. When I decided to stop using it myself on my own, it took 2 years. 2 years. That means that took 2 years of social and mental deprogramming of that. You know, taking the ER off of it, putting the A.
It's the same.
Same thing.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
That is tied to slavery.
Right.
But tell me to let the past go. But who holding on to it, my nigga?
Right.
Excuse my language.
Right.
I hate to even say that. That's how bad I hate. I hate to even call black women out their name.
Right.
But some people don't have no problem. I see a problem with that.
So let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you leave prison, and you said you did 19.
Yes.
So you did 19. You leave prison. Obviously, you are a different version of yourself
For sure.
from when you initially went in. Whatever that person was when you went in, younger guy. Obviously, you come out. You're mature. You're a man, etc. What's the first thing that you do once you come home?
When I got home, see if KFC still tastes the same. That's one thing. That's some other stuff, but that, yeah. And I just had a different attitude and outlook on life.
Right.
And it really kind of made me green to the real world.
Mm.
See, people don't understand my position. I'm happy to be free because in all actuality, in all technicality, if I wouldn't have got incarcerated in 1988, by the time 90s hit, me living in Fort Worth, Texas, I'd have been stretched.
So you, and you correct me here if I'm wrong because I probably got this wrong, but you was in Fort Worth when they was really referring to Fort Worth as Murder Worth.
Yeah, I was incarcerated during the Murder Worth era.
Okay, incarcerated. Gotcha.
So once all that started taking place, they came down there with me.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you this question because you are in a Fort Worth native, obviously, and obviously I know you know the area well. Now, good or bad, whether you favor it or not, I think it's always good to kind of hear a native person's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you for or against, that doesn't matter to me one way or
Right,
another.
right.
What do you feel about Charleston White?
Oh, Charleston White?
Yeah.
Honestly?
Is he good for the culture? Is he bad for the culture? What's your perspective as a native Fort Worth person?
I view him as a smart businessman.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure I know he was around Baba Amin and them a little bit, but before all this, and I sure see the thing about these things is that what most people don't know online is that at least people know each other. It's very close. It's like 1 degree of separation. You know somebody personally. Like Rick Ross, obviously, knew when that situation happened with his son. Obviously, everybody knew that. But anyway, to go back to what you were saying, you say he's a smart businessman.
Yeah, I think he's a smart businessman, and he don't know, but I mean, from a perspective of what I'm on,
right?
And you're saying about some moves in the community, I'm looking at him as a businessman.
Okay.
A very smart businessman.
Okay.
Because he's a Fort Worth native.
Right.
He's more Fort Worth than I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because here's the irony. I know it's no secret they always say Dallas ain't Fort Worth, Fort Worth ain't Dallas.
Right.
But here's a fact. Fort Worth might not accept this. There's just as many similarities as there is differences. But on both sides of the spectrum, our mind frame is honed in on the differences.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the same word is pronounced different. In Fort Worth, Lancaster is Lancaster. Y'all say Lancaster.
Lancaster.
That's all. That's a debate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is Lancaster.
Yeah. Now, here's why I get trapped at there. Here's why I'm. This is be so easy. This is fun, and I was thinking about this on the way. Okay, what neighborhood is this?
Highland Hills.
Right. I'm from Highland Hills too.
Fort Worth.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna show you a contrast. Okay. This is the hood, right?
Right.
I didn't grow up in the hood.
Right.
I grew up in Highland Hills.
Right.
That's not the hood.
In Fort Worth.
Right. Like, put the same stuff like with this Highland Hills. With the people I know, a couple of people from Highland Hills here, and there's nobody gonna come out of Fort Worth like that.
Right.
That they prime example, Little Ronnie.
Right.
I didn't put myself in the same light. Here's the thing.
GS Little Ronnie?
Yes, Get Money Little Ronnie, R.I.P. and his Princess Dottie Armani.
Right.
Now I'm gonna show you something. Since you brought up Brother Charleston White, I'll clarify this here because I'm the Fort Worth mindset. I would be considered a hater or have a issue. I don't have an issue with him. I respect him as who he is and where he's at. You know what I'm saying? But he does his own thing.
Right.
And I like some of his stuff. It's real funny.
Right.
And I'm a for the most part, the real me, I joke and laugh all the time. But when I'm trying to see that there needs to be a change in our community, not Fort Worth. I'm talking about our African American community.
Right.
From one end to another and beyond. Now, and my thing, and it's also a challenge with anybody. If you're an organization, or I'm like this here. You have a black organization, there's another black organization in the same city. I'm not saying nobody has to be friends. I'm not saying everybody has to work side by side. But it should be no flex. It shouldn't be no beef. Where does that come from?
Ego.
Ego that was indoctrinated from the person y'all, Mr. Willie Lynch, the one y'all say don't exist.
Right.
Y'all bring him alive in 2025. Now, tell me I'm wrong. I can almost feel a hate envy through the camera now.
Look. I can be honest with you, tell you that I have been somewhat a part of that myself. Caught up in the Willie Lynch mindset. Obviously, we struggle to try to overcome that, and obviously, it doesn't make sense to continue that. As your listeners, the listeners that may see this may or may not be aware that Willie Lynch was a person that basically wrote a letter in which he devised a way in how to keep black folks disunified. And that was his method. He said if you do this particular method for a number of generations, maybe 1,000 years, I'm not sure, maybe.
It'll last a long time.
Yeah, it'll be a long time if we can keep them disunified. So him breaking up Willie Lynch and talking about organizations, even just looking at churches that we got out here. It's a church on every corner you turn. I know it's a church out here, and it's a church over there. And if you listen, I'm sure if you drive down your street, you can see at least 2 churches within the same block.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me ask you. So you come home, you change your mind. You obviously you grown, you mature,